Look at what has happened to you since our fathers were brought to America to be made slaves. You were stripped of your original garments. You don't wear those garments anymore. We don't wear them anymore, brother. Jesus was stripped. He was hung on a cross. He had a crown of thorns on his head. He's talking about an individual and a people. An individual that is crucified for you. There hasn't been one black leader that has come among you that the government and the rulers of this country have not crucified. Do you know what crucifixion was in the Roman Empire? It was a means of punishment of those guilty of treason or guilty of going against the state. So when they put you up on a cross and nail you, you hang there for hours, defecating and urinating on yourself. And those that hate you for your treason, they come by and they spit at you. They throw stones at you. And finally, after hours of being before the people, naked, wounded, you die. There hasn't been one black leader that came to you that the government of the United States didn't put on a cross. What do you mean, nail your hands? Look at your hands. Look at them. You say, I ain't got no nail in mine. Check them again. What have your hands done to free you? What have your hands done to build a future for yourself? You've been to school, you've got diplomas and degrees, but your hands are nailed in America. You can't do nothing to lift yourself out of the condition that white America has put you in. Your hands are nailed. What about your feet? Feet nailed. When you're in the lodge, you call yourself a traveling man. But if your feet are nailed, you can't go no place. Where I left you, I can come back and find you. That's the way you are, black man and woman. Your feet are nailed. Some of you grow up in the ghetto and you don't leave it until you die. You live in the south side of Chicago, you die in the south side of Chicago. You live in America, you haven't seen nothing. Some of you have never been out of the country. What's the matter with you? Nailed. And whatever position the white man puts you in, he come back and find you in the same position. You haven't moved nowhere. You got black people in government, but you haven't moved. You got black people in positions of power, but you as a people have not moved. You were a nigger yesterday, and you a nigger today in the eyes of white America. Talk back to me. What is that on your head? What is that on your head? Oh, you're a natural king. In your heart, you know it. That's why when you dream about yourself as this and that. That's why when you wake up sometimes you'll tell people you're God. I'm a prophet of God. Yes, I talked to God last night. No. You're dreaming. Because in your heart, you are descendants of God. And you don't deserve to be in the condition that you're in. But you're nailed. You're nailed. And a crown is on your head. But it's a crown of thorns. White folk told you, if you go to school and get an education, you'll be better off. You got a PhD degree. You're in corporate America, but you're still a nigger. A crown of thorns. You can be reverend. You can be bishop. But you had to go in Alabama and kneel down before the white man so you could sit in a nasty restaurant and be buried in a grave with your tormentor. Look at you. So your education has been a crown of thorns. You do everything to be better, to be respected. I'll go into business. I'll pull myself up by my own bootstraps. Yeah, this is what they did on Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But the white man became so jealous and envious of their success. For the first time in American history, they went up in planes and bombed and destroyed the black neighborhood that was progressive and killed hundreds of us on the lie that a black man raped a white woman. A crown of thorns. You join the army. You become a master sergeant, a lieutenant. Feel good about yourself. And come back home with all your little medals on. And they find you hanging from a tree with all your medals, because no matter what you've done for America, America don't respect you enough to respect your humanity. You're a nigger in the Army. You're a nigger in the Navy. You're a nigger in the Marine Corps. You're a nigger in the Christian church. Because it's them same white Christians that discriminate against black Christians, and that's why you got a Second Baptist church. The white folks is in the First Baptist, you in Second Baptist. This is why you got the African Methodist Episcopalian church, because the Lutherans and all of them, they discriminated against you, yet they said they knew Jesus and they loved Jesus, but they were liars, they were deceivers. They told you if you registered to vote, you could be free. So you registered. And they found a way to rob you of the man you voted for. You know you didn't vote for Bush, but they robbed you. Even with your right to vote, they find a way to trap your aldermen, trap your leadership, trap your mayors. And it's the FBI that does it. The government agencies broke up black organizations, jailed black leaders, put us against each other. The government did this. You on Calvary right now, and it's only you that say, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken us? He hasn't forsaken you, but you don't know that he's working out your salvation, but you crying out on the cross. Why have you let me down? What have I done to live like this, to die like this, to see my children destroyed like this? What have I done?